infantry training!
What's going on, you guys? This is All-Day-One on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you guys another Borderlands 3 build video. And with this video I'm going to be giving you is going to be another gunner build, but this is going to be my Firestorm build. You're going to be revolving around only using fire, and honestly, this has worked out a lot better than I had anticipated it to. You are going to be doing a lot of damage with your fire grenade, which is going to be called the Firestorm grenades, and you're going to also have some weapons that are going to have fire elements, and this is just going to be an amazing both boss killer and mob killer build. Now there will be some difficulties in going against enemies like Graveward, because Graveward is at a distance, so throwing grenades at him is going to be pretty hard. It's not impossible to beat him with this, but there are obviously other characters that can do better, and just yeah, but you know, overall this build in my opinion is definitely a really good build for the gunner if you wanted to go with the fire build. So let's go ahead and take a look at the build. So first and foremost, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the weapons and the shields and everything that I use before I show you guys the actual skills and passives. So the shield I'm using is the Chameleon front loader, and it says reserves 60% of your max health and returns it as shield capacity. So you basically get 60% more shields, but you lose 60% of your health. And then you get an additional 40% of your shield capacity while you lose 10% of your max health. So you're losing 70% max health, but gaining 100% just from this alone, which is really good. And then the next one you're going to want to use is going to be your class mod, which is going to be very important. This is going to be the Bloodletter class mod. Obviously mine's called Fortified. I think they're all just called Fortified Tenacious Bloodletter, but as long as it has the Bloodletter on the class mod, then this is going to be the right one. If Mose would be healed, she gains shields instead. If she would regenerate health, she also gains shield regeneration. So this is going to be very important for this build. There is another way you could go around this if you don't necessarily have the Bloodletter. You could also go with the Blastmaster artifact or the class mod. And the reason why is because this will give you 100% more splash damage. You can either go with this, or you can go with the Minesweeper. Minesweeper says whenever you land a critical hit, you have a 25% chance to drop a micro grenade that explodes after a short time. I wouldn't really worry about this one too much because it's not going to help you as much. But the Blastmaster is a very good one to go with. Now if you do go with the Blastmaster, the shield you would rather go with is not the Chameleon front loader, but it would be the Rough Rider, because the Rough Rider is going to take away all your shields, but you're going to gain a lot of health back. You're going to get 35% more health, or max health, and that's going to synergize pretty well with the Blastmaster, because the Blastmaster is going to have that increase, or I forgot what it's called, the Vampire skill or the Vampire passive, which gives you your healing back towards your health rather than your shields. With the Bloodletter, you get the healing towards your shields and not your health. So that's, you know, like if you wanted to go with health instead, you could just do that. Now for the artifact, you need to go with an artifact like this that gives you that elemental damage boost, 183% damage boost. So you can use a purple one, you can use a blue artifact. I think the blue one will still give you 183% damage boost, but overall you want to get one like this. This one even came with incendiary damage and AoE damage. You definitely want to try to get one that has both of them, or at least one of them, preferably the incendiary damage, because that's what you're going to be using most mainly, the incendiary damage. And mine came with 8% combat XP. It doesn't really matter if you have that or not, but the reason why you want to have this artifact is because any of the damages or any of the elemental effects that's affecting you you're gonna be able to apply 183% more damage of that same type of effect. So obviously we're gonna end up affecting ourselves with fire, so you want to just end up, once you start burning yourself, or you know, if you take fire damage from the enemy, you get that 183% damage boost. And then for the grenade, you're going to want to use Rain Firestorm. So Rain Firestorm is a very underlooked, in my opinion, an underlooked grenade. A lot of people are going with the Hex grenades, which obviously is amazing. It's an amazing grenade to go with. And obviously there's people using the porcelain pipe bomb. I only use it when I'm bored or whatever, but I don't really use it that much. I only use it on other characters, pretty much, depending on what bosses I'm farming, or if I need to get gear quick, because my other characters aren't geared up enough. But you know, you don't need to run the porcelain pipe bomb with this build. It's not even going to help you really, because it's not going to synergize with this build. Porcelain pipe bomb doesn't require any builds. It's just a grenade that is very powerful. But yeah, so if you have a hex grenade that has fire on it, that would be amazing to use as well. But you know, for the most part, Firestorm is a great grenade to use because it hits hard and it has multiple different firestorms just dropping from the sky. Now the one I have, it says launches up and fires 3 grenades down. I think that's pretty sure that might just be every firestorm grenade in general. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't gotten any others. I've only gotten this one. So, but yeah, you want to get it. If it doesn't come with this, the multiple grenades, that's what you want to definitely get, is the one that comes with multiple fire grenades. Now for the weapons I'm using, I have Gratifying Devil's Foursome, and this is a really awesome Torgue pistol. I thought it was going to be pretty decent at first. I'm not a pistol guy, and it's a Torgue weapon. So Torgue weapons do benefit the most because she's built around explosives. But this one shoots out three, I guess, missiles or bombs that spread and then come back and hit each other in a certain location, which is pretty cool. Like, there's a certain distance you need to be from the enemy, but it hits hard, and it's really nice to use, I guess, utilize, especially if you're trying to get your grenades back, because the way Moze works is you need to use explosives in order for yourself to get grenades, or splash damage in order to get grenades back. So Gratifying Devil's Foursome is a weapon I would recommend getting. Casual flacker, any flackers, preferably a flacker that has no elemental damage or fire elemental damage, one or the other. But it would be good to have one without, just in case you do end up going against an enemy that is not immune, but takes less elemental damage anyways. And then you want to get the Abundant Hazardous Trevenator. So you want to get this with fire damage on it. And I personally didn't like this weapon at first because I didn't think it did a lot of damage, but this is going to be the easiest way for yourself to put yourself on fire. All you have to do is shoot it out the ground and you're burning. Make sure you do switch the firing on it, so that way you can switch between fire and ice, or fire, lightning, whatever it is that you have, preferably fire. When you do switch to incendiary or fire, shoot the ground and then you'll be burnt, and then you get that artifact effect. The last one is going to be Hot Embrace the Pain. Hot Embrace the Pain, it's not the best AR, but it's not a bad AR. It is a COV, so that means it's something that you don't need to rely on, you know, necessarily ammo. You do rely on having ammo still because it takes ammo, but I guess it's more of feel, not necessarily actual ammo. But yeah, it's a great weapon to use for this build because it's all fire damage. That's all it really is. Now, I know that there are weapons like the double penetrating shredded laser exploder that have fire damage on it. If you can get it with fire, that would be the best weapon to use. AR wise, that would be the best AR weapon to use, in my opinion. As you can see, I only have the one with the acid, or I forgot what it's called, corrosive is what I have mine with. So once I can get it with fire, then it would definitely be replacing Hot Embrace the Pain. Now we're gonna go on to the builds. So the build, you're gonna end up going pretty much almost everything in blue. You're gonna go 5 of 5 of Fire in the Skag Den, 3 for 3 on Means of Destruction, 4 of 5 on Torque Cross Promotion, 3 for 3 on Pull the Holy Pin, and then 5 for 5 on a Vampire, 3 for 3 on Why Can't I Carry All These Grenades, and then 1 of 1 on To the Last. You're not going to worry about getting explosive punctuation, and you're not going to worry about short fuse. The only reason why you went 4 or 5 on Torg cross promotion is because it's not that big of a difference anyways in the percentages. 12% chance to double splash damage radius and 15%. It's only 3% difference, but you really needed the extra points just so you can get to the last, because to the last, when you go down, you are able to spam your grenades, and that will definitely help you push that second wind, or the second wind kill. Now, the next thing you're going to go with is the Shield of Retribution tree. You're going to go 5 for 5 on Armored Infantry, 5 for 5 on Vladov Ingenuity, and then I believe this is 3 of 3, yeah, 3 of 3 of the Thin Red Line. You're going to have that extra points, a couple extra points or 1 extra point on it because of your class mod. And then Experimental Munitions, 1 for 1, 1 for 1 on full count of whoop ass, and that is it on this tree. Now, if you do end up going for the full, if you end up going for the all health and no shield build, don't worry about going with any of these then. Don't go for Armored Infantry, don't go for Vladov Ingenuity, and don't go for the Thin Red Line. Just go for Selfless Vengeance and go for Drowning in Brass, and then you would go for these two as well. So that would really be it. You don't need to go for anything else. Now for the green tree, the bottomless mag, all you're going for is Cloud of Lead, 3 for 3 on Stoke the Embers, and 1 for 1 on Redistribution. You're not going to be going for anything else because there's nothing in here that will really benefit you damage wise towards Incendiary. The only thing that does is going to be Stoke the Embers, which gives you 30% increase in your Incendiary damage, which is major. It's very big. It's a big amount of Incendiary damage. And then obviously on my Guardian rank, you're going to notice my Guardian rank is going to be well over 300, like 350 something or 360 something, I don't know. Or no, 379 is what I'm at right now. But obviously I have the Guardian token glitch, whatever. But the ones you want to focus on mainly getting into is going to be, if you are going with the shield build, you 100% want to go with Survivor first. If not, if you're just going with a health, then I would go with Survivor up to Dead Man's Hand, and then the rest into Enforcer. Or also make sure you do end up getting the second one in Hunter, because you do need to make sure you get that regenerated grenade every 10 kills. It's going to be very important. But after you get that, you can just go everything into Enforcer. And when you do that, just try to get as much grenade damage as you can. Grenade damage is going to be very useful. Crit damage does not affect your grenade damage. There is a skill here called Pull the Holy Pin. It says Moses grenades have a chance to score a critical hit, dealing greatly increased damage. Sources of crit hit damage or critical hit damage do not affect the grenade critical hits. So don't worry about pushing as much crit damage, because I tried that. I tried with the scorching RPMs, and the crit damage does not help it at all. The damage just doesn't change, but you're still going to be putting out a lot of damage. You can be putting out, with no modifiers affecting your build, you can push like 20k to 40k damage from your grenades. And then with modifiers affecting your builds, like in a positive way, you can be pushing 70, 80k. But if you are, if you have modifiers that are giving you negative build, like a negative benefit, not even a benefit, but negative buffs or debuffs, I suppose, then you'll be pushing like 10k, 12k, maybe 15, sometimes 20. And that's with less incendiary damage and grenade damage. You'll be still pushing those numbers. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this build. Hopefully it helps you guys out. If it did, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comment section as well, and I'll try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. I know I'm not no big YouTuber or whatever, but hopefully this does help you guys out. I know there's build videos out there that have somewhat similar builds, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really been watching anyone else's Mo's build videos anyways, because Mo's is my character. I only know how to play Mo's. I am learning how to play the other 3 characters as well. I have them level 50. I have them beat the story. I'm still trying to get them geared. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this video. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is All Day Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and enjoy the rest of the clip.
It is time to prove yourself once again. I'm impressed.